Hey everybody, we've got uh, another limited time series coming up featuring the car that we're looking at here. That is, of course, Bentley Continental GT3. Well, the limited time series is not open yet, so I cannot show you guys what to expect in that one. But instead, I do have mine fully upgraded, which means I can show you guys the exclusive series the car is featured in, because unlike the 2020 season of GT3 that this car is featured in, along with the McLaren 720S GT3 and the Porsche 911 GT3R. Oh, by the way, all three GT3 cars from 2020 season, they all get an exclusive series because GT3 actual 2020 motorsports season has no gold payout. You only get motorsport dollars for winning there. So, but you do have to spend some gold to complete the 2020 season, and upcoming limited time series to win this car will also require that you spend some gold to meet the PR requirement if you want to 100% complete. The chances are, if you are short on gold and don't feel like, maxing out any cars, you can actually buy this car with the motorsport dollars, and you should be able to most likely claim 75% completion of the limited time series without spending gold. That's my assumption here. Once it opens, we'll confirm for sure. But with this one, I feel like perhaps it is, especially if you don't own the car, I don't know. I think it might be worth checking into. It's not terribly expensive to fully upgrade this car, first of all, because a majority of the upgrades available for this car is motorsport dollar upgrade. Motorsport dollar upgrades alone will bring the PR up to 81.5 on this guy, starting from the 65.4 base PR. And basically, the last upgrade on each of the four categories is gonna be the gold upgrade, right? So total gold upgrade to max out the car is gonna cost you some 230 gold. You do get 50 gold back in this exclusive series. And of course, if you have the car fully upgraded, then that means you can run through the limited time series and 100% complete, where there is going to be some 30 gold payout. So, if you upgrade, you can basically get 80 of the 230 gold that you invest in the car back, which means technically you are upgrading the car fully for 150 gold. So, something to keep in mind. And of course, it will make running through the limited time series and the 2020 season of GT3 a little bit easier, since you'll have the fully upgraded car perk of the double duration or the double service bars, right? I mean, not to mention the better performance of the car as well. So anyway, let's check into the exclusive series, Bentley Continental GT3, the 2018 edition, the British behemoth that brought the thunder to Bathurst in 2020. Oh, by the way, one extra thing about out of the three GT3 cars from 2020 season, I said how all three cars featured has exclusive series. Well, Bentley is special. Extra special, I should say, because it does have 22 tiers as opposed to the others that have 20 tier exclusive series, so there's a few more races that you can run. In fact, those 2 extra tiers were added later after the initial introduction of this exclusive series, so something to keep in mind. So basically more opportunities to race, right? Anyway, here's the breakdown of this exclusive series rewards, broken down into 25% completion increment. The total is, as I said, 50 gold here and 150,000 motorsport dollars. If you are counting, that's not a bad thing to keep track of, right? Because those completion rewards don't count against your daily cap or lifetime cap for that matter. So yeah, anyway, now since there are 22 tiers and 3 time trials, right? The first one, the tier 5 time trial at Melbourne, and second one, tier 10 time trial at the Brickyard Road Course, and the tier 15, the third time trial at Bugatti Circuit, right? So since there are 22 tiers with the 3 time trial tiers, that leaves us with the 57 trophy events. Now, so there are a total of 60 events to complete in this exclusive series. So that means the first 25% completion, if you just count from, you would have to complete 15 events in some combination, right? So you can do 12 trophy events and 3 time trials, or you can do really any combination, right? But if you go from left to right, just tier by tier, then you would have to win 14 gold trophies and 1 time trial for first 25% completion, which pays out some 5 gold and 15,000 motorsport dollars, and that'll place you around tier 6 or so, right? And then 50% completion would need basically 30 events completed. And if you're once again working from left to right, that would mean you would have completed 2 time trials and 28 gold trophies for another 10 gold and 30,000 motorsport dollars. And then of course 75% completion, if you're counting from once again left to right, that would involve 45 event completion, and that would mean somewhere around like tier 17 you would have completed 42 gold trophies and 3 time trials for additional 15 gold and 45,000 motorsport dollars. And then of course finally 100% completion would require all 57 gold trophies and 3 time trials, which pays out the remaining 20 gold plus 60,000 motorsport dollars here. And quickly, to kind of, since you can bounce around to any tier you want, one of the strategies I suggest, especially if they are offering us some sort of a instant service offer on this car during the limited time series for like a 24 hours, which has been the case for these like cars, the legacy cars like this one. Then one of the strategies you can take with that is get the long events done first, like cup events and endurance races, get them out of the way. Then because those are the ones that will require you to service the car more frequently versus your autocrosses, your speed snaps and drag races. They're not going to require you to service them as much. So now, if you don't have the 24-hour instant service offer, then the other way to quickly claim some of the early completion rewards would be getting through those short events all through, right? Because that wouldn't require you to service the car, so you can get probably all the autocrosses, all the drag races, and all the speed snaps done before needing service, most likely. So I'll give you a breakdown of how many of which kind of events you can expect. So I'll just go through in alphabetic order. Autocross. There are 5 of them. And then I'll run through each tier to show you guys where they are. Cup. Every tier except for time trial tier has a cup. So there are 19 cup events, cup races, right? 3 drag races. That's okay. We got 6 eliminations, so that's quite a few elimination races you're gonna have to run. 4 endurances, 4 head-to-head, 5 hunter, 5 speed record, 6 speed snap, and of course, finally, the 3 time trials. Right. So that's the breakdown of what you can expect here. And in terms of the cost to upgrade this car, by the way, all the Motorsport Dollar upgrades available in this car, which brings your PIR up to 81.5, will cost you 2.9 million and change. So not cheap. That will wipe out a big chunk of your Motorsport Dollar savings. So just be prepared, right? And since they have a daily cap on how much you can earn per day without spending real money, that means you better have some saved up because this is going to be one of the shorter, well, with the limited time series, it's going to be one of the shorter ones. So you got to watch out for that. So anyway, hopefully you guys got some already saved up, because essentially, if you're starting with a 0, then you might be already missed the opportunity possibly. And then and then of course gold upgrades will cost you 230 gold to bring the P up to 84.4. All right, now running through the series itself. All right, so we got tier 1 endurance at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit. As always, your target will depend on your margin of victory from other races, or whether you have some really, really competitive TSM friends. Then, that might just ruin your day, possibly. No, just kidding. Forces you to kind of race a bit harder, right? All right, and then we got drag race, Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit. And then tier 1, we got a cup at Brands Hatch, which takes, it's going to be a 6-lap cup. All right, tier 2, we got Speed Snap at the 24-hour circuit, Autocross at Dubai Club, and the cup for tier 2 is going to be at Catalunya National, 4 laps. All right. And tier 3, we got Speed Record at Daytona Motorcycle Course, and Elimination at Porsche Test Track's Dynamic Circuit. And then cup for tier 3 is going to be Laguna Seca, 4 laps. All right, tier 4, we got a head-to-head at the Brickyard Road Course, just a single lapper. And Hunter Monza Junior Course, that's a short lap. And then tier 4 cup is going to be at Hockenheim Short, another 5-lap cup. So far, medium and short length cups with the high lap counts, like Brands Hatch, Catalunya National. Laguna Seca is, I think, the longest that we've encountered so far for cup. But even that is not terribly long circuit. It's, I would say, more like a medium length, right? Anyway, the tier 5 is going to be the time trial stage at Melbourne. Moving on, Tier 6, we had Endurance at Bathurst. That's, of course, Mount Panorama. And Speed Snap at Silverstone National. And the Cup is going to be at Berlin Formula E circuit. Another short circuit. 6 laps. Alright. Moving on, Tier 7, we got Speed Record and Nürburgring Sprint Circuit. So that's a full lap, but not terribly long once again. We got Elimination at Spa. Elimination, well, it's a timed event, so it doesn't matter the size of the circuit, you know what I mean? And then we got a Cup at Suzuka East. That's also a very short circuit. 9 laps. So yeah, we got a lot of high lap count short circuit races here. Alright, moving on, Tier 8, we got head-to-head at Suzuka Grand Prix. So that's a single lapper. Hunter at Bugatti Circuit. And Tier 8 Cup is going to be at Daytona Road Course for 4 laps. Now that is probably the longest circuit we've seen so far for Cup in this series. Well, let's see what we got in Tier 9. We got Autocross at Mount Panorama. Speed Snap at Hockenheim Grand Prix. And finally, we got a full-size Grand Prix Cup. This one at Nürburgring. And it is going to be a 4-lap Cup. So, it's a decent length. Alright. And Tier 10, we got the next time trial. This one taking place at the Brickyard Road Course. Tier 11, we got a drag race. Does the venue really make a difference? Not in my opinion, but it is what it is. Alright, then we get Endurance at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix. So your your distance mark might differ, right? Since that is a target is dependent on your performance and your TSM bot friends' performances. Alright, and then Tier 11 Cup is going to be at Porsche Test Track Short On-Road Circuit. 10 laps. That is a high lap count. Alright, moving on. Tier 12, we got Speed Record at Catalunya Club. That's a short lap. And followed by Elimination at Silverstone the Bridge Grand Prix. And Tier 12 Cup is going to take place at Monza Road Course. And that's a pretty decent length, 5 laps. Not that Monza is terribly long circuit, but it's not short, and you got 5 laps. So yeah, so as expected, the Cup races are getting longer. Alright, the deeper you go into the series, although you can bounce around in this case, they still kind of organize it that way typically. Alright, on to Tier 13. We got Hunter at Dubai Hill Circuit, so that's a full lap. Speed Snap at Spa. That's a pretty short event. And then Cup for Tier 13 is going to be at Hockenheim National. 7 laps. Alright, moving on to Tier 14. We got a head-to-head at Monza Road Course. Another single lap head-to-head. And we got a speed record at Red Bull Ring National. So that's a full lap as well. Not necessarily long one, but still a full lap nonetheless. And then Tier 14 Cup is going to be at Silverstone Grand Prix. 5 laps. Alright. And then Tier 15 is the third of the time trials here. This one takes place at Bugatti Circuit. Moving on. Tier 16, we got Autocross at Berlin Formula E Circuit. Elimination at Circuit of the Americas Club Circuit. And the Cup is going to be at Catalunya Grand Prix, 7 laps. So, as I was saying, higher lap count and the longer circuits as well here towards the later part of this series. All right, continuing on, Tier 17, we got Hunter at Suzuka West, Endurance at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, which is all we got. And then Cup for Tier 17 is going to be at Daytona Motorcycle Course, 8 laps. Man, just about every Cup here has a pretty decent lap count, you know? Alright, Tier 18, we got Speed Snap at Melbourne, Drag Race at Dubai Grand Prix, and the Cup at the Leipzig Porsche Test Track. Long on-road circuit this time, but still 9 laps. Look at that. That's, yeah. That's long. Alright, Tier 19. We got head-to-head at Nürburgring Mühlenbachschleife. Quick single lap head-to-head there. Followed by Elimination at Laguna Seca. And the Cup for Tier 19 is going to be at Spa. 6 laps. Alright, so that's not as extensive as the very last Spa Cup for the 2020 GT3 season. Because that one was pretty high. Basically, 2020 season of GT3 kind of ends with a bang, and that's like a one race that requires you to put gold upgrades on the car, I think. So, yeah. Anyway, next tier, right? Tier 20. We got Autocross at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, and then we got Hunter at Porsche Test Track Short On-Road Circuit, and the Cup for Tier 20 is at Dubai National, and that's going to be a 10-lap Cup. So that's actually relatively short in comparison, I feel like, to the other Cup that came in prior tiers, I feel like. All right, continuing on. Tier 21, we got Speed Snap at Catalunya National, Elimination at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, and the Cup at Mount Panorama. 11 laps. Oh yes, that's definitely the longest race we've gotten in this series so far. This, I believe, was the additional tier that they've added with the bit longer Cup. And the final, Tier 22, we got Autocross at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, speed record at Suzuka West, and then the final Cup at Dubai Grand Prix, 12 laps. So those are really lengthy Cup races featuring this Bentley Continental GT3. So yeah, there you have it. So that is the sort of an overview of this exclusive series. So if you're planning on fully upgrading this car prior to the limited time series running, something hopefully gives you some extra information whether you should, whether it seems like it's something that you might be worth your effort and time, right? All right, so that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, take care.